Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Right, I'm just going to bring in my big light a bit closer and hopefully that'll shed a bit more light. I hope you're all well. Tonight we are going to be doing some Doodle Art Girl tonight because I know she's one people look at and, you know, maybe think there's only one way of using her, and there most definitely isn't. She's exceedingly versatile. Captain Squeak is back with a vengeance. Yeah, so I'm going to be using one of Diane Reevely's mixed media number 12 tags from the range of Dilutions, and we're going to be using the girl's face. Now, I will be honest with you, I have dotted back and forth many times over the past half hour. Do I use the XL? Do I use the regular? I'm not sure. But because of what I want to do, the XL, much XLer, because of what I want to do, I'm actually going to use the regular size on this humongous tag. Right, I am going to try and keep an eye on the comments on Facebook Live and respond to them. So if you're watching later on something like YouTube, sorry, you just have to deal with the comments. And we're going. Right, so the reason I'm doing this is I've had many a person recently ask me about this layout I did, okay, that I put on a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. Anyway, when I did is really regardless. And this, because this is the girl's face. Now, obviously, the girl, she comes with hair. But that's not the hair I've used. So they just were asking if I would show just stamping up the face and adding in the hair after, okay? Which is easy peasy lemon squeezy, I promise. Okay. So this is her. Now the background of this layout was done with paint. We're going to use oxide for our tag and build up from there. So yeah, this was Dilutions paint as well. So, you know, that's also quite cool. Oh, everyone's giving where they're from. Hi, tell us where you're from. What's your name? Where'd you come from? What was that on? What's your name? Where'd you come from? I can't remember now. What was your name? Where'd you come from? Anyway, again, I'm already digressing. So, yeah, so because of what I wanted to do, I'm thinking I'm going to do her here and then do really long flowing hair all across the rest of the tag. That's my thought. Oh, for those of you that aren't in the Be Crafty Stamps group, why? Okay, a new challenge has been set because it's a new month. So go over and have a look at that. But also, I actually had quite a clear out and tidy up in my craft room at the weekend. And can I just say, look at all my lovely acrylic blocks. They're all so clean and lovely. And I have separated my super skinnies and my slims into separate envelopes. Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts for. But anyway, good intentions. But you know what they say about good intentions and the road to hell. Anyway. Blind date, of course. You smarty old people juice. Right. So I'm going to go straight in. And we're just going to do one of my favourite backgrounds, just one of my smushy backgrounds to cover this tag with smushiness. Okay, so we're just going to lay on some blues and some cracked pistachio that I've got here, bit of Mermaid Lagoon, because I'm going to be painting over it, so I don't want it to be completely too dense of a colour, basically. So I'm just going to go with my sprayer. I'm going to spray that up. You can see I've put quite a lot on my mat because it's a very big tag. This is a number 12, like I was saying. Okay, so we're just going to smush and create this background. I'll do a little bit of dryage between layers. Okay. So we're just going to keep... Can't believe I forgot about Arcilla. I should be ashamed, really, and I am. Right, so we're just going to, for those watching from other places that may not be near here, I know other countries have blind date, but our blind date had a fantastically wonderful presenter called Cilla Black, and she was just blooming marvellous. She was from Liverpool and wonderful. Okay, so I'm just going to go on, we're going to add on, I'm going to actually try and get as much of this on as I can, really get on that texture. Now after this I was going to add on, I have to say the colours are much richer than they're coming up on there. I might have to do a quick stand up so you can see. They're much stronger. I'm wondering if all this light's washing out the colours a little bit. Anyway, I'll put a picture on later anyway. Because we want all that splatty texture, because it all just adds in later on, doesn't it? So here we go. To be fair, so much space to work in. So much space to work in. This is all the space you ever see anyway. That's the problem with the desk. The desk is about 4 times as long as this mat. And because this bit's the only bit you ever saw, it's the only bit I ever tidied. The mat's A3 and the most I ever had was A2. That being said, I don't have much more at the minute because I've been adding to my prep boards today because they've been looking a bit sad because I've been using them up, which is great. Now, I've added this on, but what I will say is, I don't know about you, like I say, I usually mop all this up, but I'm not going to apologise too much because, like I said, guys, I have made up such, oh, I've just dropped my tablet so I can't see what you're saying. I have built up such a stash of tags recently that I'm never going to get through them all. But if you have got mopped up tags, this is something you could go straight on with. I'll show you this is my current, there is a box. But this is my current not finished folder, okay? So you can see I've got tags. Oh, they should be in another bit. But they, you know, I've got pieces of background and tags 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 and more tags, you know. So you grab one of these and put them on as well, okay? Now, what I was going to do is I was going to go on this with the string of pearls big one, but now I'm worried that is going to cover over this splatty texture a bit too much, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go to, I'm not going to say my favourite, but my current bow, the Bakewell. As you can see, when I was doing my cleaning, that did not extend to my inkables. It will, I'll get there, but just not quite yet. Okay. Can't get the string of pearls back in the folder either. There we go. Okay. But I did also, I cleaned all of my foams and all of my microfibers. Sorry, I know it sounds like I'm, you know, oh, look at me, but I am, because this will not last. So I want you, you know, appreciate me right now, because that'll be that. Right. So I'm going to go and I'm going to grab one of my foams. Now here's the thing. So these have all been washed, but you can see they do all have colour on. But, so that does happen. But yeah, I just put them. I have this little linen bag. Sorry, I'm digressing. I'm sorry. This little linen bag, which I hang on the side of my desk. It's already got 2 in it. Okay. And as they get too mucky to use, I just put them in the bag. And then when I get to the stage where I actually don't have enough to use, I put the bag in the washing machine. And there we go. Right. Really need to, like, focus. It's blooming awful. Right, I'm going to take my Mermaid Lagoon. And we're going to put some Mermaid Lagoon through our Bakewell big one. Okay. And we're just, this is going to be just a hint. It's not, I'm not going in there to try and cover up loads of this texture because I really like it. It's just to give that hint, okay? I'm not massively fussed about matching it up because we're not doing a very intense colour. We're just, but I don't want it completely wonky because that will just drive me mental. Okay, so into there, and here we go, and just adding in a little more on there. Okay, so then we have our tag. Okay, so I'm just going to again lift that up because I still don't think we're really getting the colour. I'm definitely going to have to put a picture on. Right. Okay. And so now I'm going to stamp my girl. She needs a name. She needs a name. Definitely needs a name. See, now I'm not sure. I'm just not sure I'm going to get enough hair in if I do the big one. But she is so fabulous. I used to be indecisive, but now I'm not so sure. Now we'll do the little one, I think. Do the little one that way and do her hair coming out. This is the problem. I knew I wanted to do this, but I just couldn't decide which way to do her. Just couldn't decide. Right, I'm going to have to commit because otherwise I'm going to be faffing. I was going to say the other word, but faffing around for the rest of the evening. Okay, where's my microfiber? I'm going to add in some shading around her face anyway, so if you do leave a bit on, it's really not the end of the world. Just trying to make it so it doesn't look like she's got a beard. Okay. And we're going to put her here. And there she is. Oh, she's so pretty. Right, and then you're going to grab a pencil. And we're going to... We should call her Scylla. Oh, that should be nice. Okay, so then I'm going to start adding in, just in pencil. Not that pencil, because it doesn't work. This pencil. We're going to add in, I'm going to add in where I want her neck to be. If you are in the Be Crafty Stamps group, a lovely lady, I'm so sorry, I'm terrible with names, did a fantastic project using her the other day and gave her a lovely jumper. It was very nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in some hair here, and then we're going to add in some big waves. Okay, but I want you to hang on to this pencil because we're going to use that as well. You can, you can really sort of swirly it up. Don't worry about it too much because we are just going in pencil right now. But we are going to make her a bit Mother Earthy, I think. Right. Now what I'm going to do... No, I'm not going to use those. I'm going to grab my Inktense blocks. Now you could, like I say, you could use your oxides, your regular distressing. But I will say this, we are actually going to be stocking the Inktense blocks very, very, very soon. They are actually coming. Right. My mug of water. And then grab a brush. Okie dokie dokie dokie. So, I think I'm going to do her hair first and then worry about whether if and what skin tone I want to do later. The only exception might be that I colour in her lips first. Her lips and her iris first. I just feel it gives me, I don't know, a bit of a leaping off point. It shows me where I'm going. But I could be exceedingly wrong. It has been known. So first of all, I'm just going to get some white. I'm going to put some white in here. I am a funny one with stuff like this. They have to talk to me. Sam will testify to this. I'll take new stamps home, you know, from the shop. She'll say, have you made anything yet? And I'll go, no, they're not talking to me. They have to talk to me. Okay. So, I'm going to go in and give her a lovely bright blue eye, I think. Just oh, she's lovely. Where's my microfiber? I'm going to hold that with me at all times from now on. Right, and then I'm going to go in. I think I'm going to give her this really citrus green. That's quite funky. Okay. And then, using all of those tones, we're going to fill in the hair. Okay? But if you wanted to, you could go over that with a fine liner first. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the colours to almost outline it. Okay? And then, obviously, I'm going to go in with a pen of both the black and white variety to create more definition. Okay, so I'm going to go in first. I'm going to go here. But remember, your pencil lines are just there to give you a place to go. You don't have to stay with them there. So there is a guide. And don't worry about the line around her face, because we're going to add in some shading later, okay? So if you're worried that it comes to a bit of a complete stop, it's okay. Because we are going to add some other in later. I'm going to go in. And I'm not worried about, we don't necessarily want to cover all the texture up at the back. I'm just going to what have you guys all been up to today? Dropping paintbrushes? No. It's one of those, isn't it? Everybody asks what you've been up to. We all know what we've been up to, really. We've either already seen on Facebook or we know the answer's not much. Which is okay. It's one of those things, isn't it? I think when all this silly started, we were all, oh, we should learn another language. We should try a new skill. Absolutely unnecessary. All you have to do is look after yourself. And keep yourself going. Because no one can ask any more of you than that. Gonna add in. Now you're going to laugh at me in a minute because I'm not actually going to be adding in much more. Okay, that one out a sec. because I'm going to be using my white pen and a little bit of my black pen probably to create. Just quickly while I'm here, again, apologies if you are watching it another time on YouTube or something. We have put an end date on the sale. It is Sunday. Okay. Obviously all the stamps will still be free P&P after that and whatnot. So it's, you know, it's all okay. But it's just letting you know that the sale now has an end point, as it didn't before. Okay. She's very sort of maiden of the sea, isn't she? I quite like her. She's absolutely not at all like the other one I did, but I think that's good. I do think that's good. I'm just going to go back to her face just for a second. Add in a little bit of shading around here. Just give this a chance to dry off a sec. A little bit. I'll put in a little bit of darker in there. Okay, I'm going to give it a quick waft with the heat gun because I want to add some more into here. And if I heat set it, I can. What's great about these mixed media tags, the Diane tags, is they take quite a lot of abuse. It's the same cardstock that's in the Dilutions journals. So you get all that. So that's why you can do so much paint on them, water technique and all that sort of malarkey. You know, there is quite a lot you can do. So I'm just going to go in with that ink tent. I'll keep that moving. And a bigger brush. Using my fine brush for a big area. Just not saying wet enough to keep it moving. Okay. I did have an hour in my head about doing her skin tone blue. I'm just going to keep it moving just a little bit to smooth it out. She doesn't have wrinkles. This woman lives under the sea. She's moisture alert. Right. Okay. So we're just going to go back in with my heat tool that I've dropped on the floor. Okay, and then you just start building, okay? You start building and building and building and building. So I'm going to go in This is my pencil. Now, I did have a fantastic charcoal pencil. Can I find it? No. In all my tidying, did I find it? No. So, you know when you just think you saw it at the corner of your eye? But no, I didn't. Okay. You know where you can, obviously, get your brush, as we're using paint, create a sort of shadow. Shadow around here. But it's little things. When you go to add in your white pen, I don't know how far we're going to get with this. I will try and keep going. But just in case anyone does have to dash off and do things. Okay, so we're going to add in white pen here. We're going to go around her eye. And if you go too far, or you've gone in with white paint like I have, and you can go in with your black pen and add more in. That's okay. I'm going to come down here. But I'm going to add 3 dots. No, I'm not. I'm going to add 2 dots on her eye there. Okay. And then on her lip, I'm going to add a dot. Then I'm going to go straight down the bottom and add a dot. And it just starts giving her dimension, which is what we want. Okay. So, with that in mind, I'm going to grab I was going to grab those, but I'm not. I'm going to go slightly different. And grab some watercolour pencils. Okay. And these are Prismallo aquarelles. Now, in all honesty, no idea where they came from. I found them in my craft room, not this weekend. I have used them before, ages ago, and I absolutely fell in love with them because they're so movable. You can, honestly, just the smallest bit of water on these, and these will turn into absolutely beautiful paint that works so well with the Inktense. So that's why I was so pleased when I found them inside my stash. I'm just going to add a few strands. Go down that one. And go down that one. And then if you wanted to go in with your water brush, paintbrush, and add in some water to these areas, you absolutely could. I'm just going to add in a little bit of shade into these in a minute, using the green and the blue in opposing areas just to create that flow. Need something else up here. Okay, but if you wanted to activate it without making it too wet, I would go for a mister, not the sprayer. Either a mini mister with the fine mist, or your mister, which Dave melted by cleaning with really hot water. But not the sprayer, the droplets are too big. And whereas I use my sprayer for the smushing, I'm just going to spritz this on and just soften those lines. Okay. I'm just going to get, I think I've taken on my big paintbrushes. going to activate some of that. Okay. And just, if you put onto her face a little bit, it's fine. Just going to keep that going. I'm just going to give her a little dry with the heat tool again. So basically, the point of this really is to show you that the Doodle Art Girl's face is not just for using with the hair she has. You can add in your own hair. You can make her so exciting I'm going to have to put some more Bakewell on though, because I've lost that in the background. That is the advantage of using paint over oxide. Had I done paint on the back, the water wouldn't have reactivated it. So that was short-sighted on my part. But it's okay, I mean, it's not... I shall certainly lose no sleep over it, because I think sometimes doing the smushing at the beginning as well, if nothing else, it can give you the idea of your colour palette. You can have a look and see what you want to do, if you see what I mean. So we're just going to move her down here. Okay, so you can just keep adding to her, and she's just beautiful, and she's got the potential to do so much. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab my white pen. Just put these pencils back in here. You know, you're all making jokes about how long will my tidy desk last. Well, it's not so funny now. Right, so what I'm going to do is with my white pen. Okay, again, we're going to go in some of these. We're going to add in just some white. You could do these with a silver pen, might be nice as well. So, down onto here. Just adding in that bit of detail. Oh, she's fabulous. Just going to add in some more of these loops, I think, because they're lovely. If my hair were blue, it still wouldn't look that smooth. So, righty ho, I'm just going to go back in again with my pencil. A bit more. fade it out slightly. You could add in, because we've stamped her in black, I now sort of wish I'd stamped her in blue. Truth be told. But, you know, let the chips fall where they may and all that. I am going to go and add a little bit. I was going to add some purple in, but I think that would be wrong. But what I am going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of green. Into her eyelashes, as well as white pen, but I have gone a bit too close. I'm just gonna I'm also gonna fill in. That is, it's very doodly, and I've decided I want a more solid edge. But that's the nice thing, because she's doodly, you can then pick if you want the solid edge. It's just solid. You can decide whether to add that in or whether to leave it, you know, more sketchy. That's totally your choice. I'm going to add in a few light freckles, go with the darker ones. Add in that highlight on her lipstick again. It's just a case of sometimes looking at the stamps and thinking, right, what, you know, does it have to be used as it is, or can I adapt it in some way so it's exactly what I want? And in all honesty, as you can see, you know, I did the face with the hair so she could be used as she is straight out the packet effectively, but that doesn't mean you have to. You can still adapt her, put your own spin on it, your own creativity, because that's what it's all about. Can you adapt this to your own creativity? Right, now the only thing I'm worried about is I want to layer this up on something, but now I'm worried. Do I have a piece of card big enough? I know I don't have a blue. Will white be right though? I'm just not sure. What I'm going to do first though, before I worry too much about that, is I'm going to get my shimmer sprays. Now let me just put these away. I'm running out of room on my desk. I'm going to get my shimmer sprays. I am not going to spray with them. Okay? I am going to droplet with them. Because as fab as the Inktense are, for doing that, I tend to make a massive mess, okay? Whereas with my little Dilution shimmer sprays, so for example, this is Calypso Tail. So I'll just whisk that up. In case you missed my video on it, your shimmer sprays do need to be kept on their sides, okay? And it's so that the sediment of the mica lies on the side and not on the bottom, so you don't accidentally suck it up the tube and get blockage. So, and also when you're mixing them, you can see it's got a ball in there, you swirl, you don't shake, because that creates bubbles. Bubbles then get in the tube and you can't spray it. I'm not spraying it anyway, so it's no massive whoop either way, but I do want it to be shimmery. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of Calypso Teal. Okay, and then what have I got here? Oh, fresh lime, I think so. Ooh. swirl that one. Swirly, swirly. I love a bit of fresh lime. I like it in the paint as well. Goes with everything. Well, so makes mud purple. Mud with purple, but you know. It's okay. So we're just going to swirl this one away. Get that shimmer loaded into the ink spray. So, I know we are out of stock of a couple of these at the minute, but we still have got most of them, I think. And the others, I think, is next week they'll be back in stock. The order's in at Ranger, we're just waiting for it to come. But obviously everything sits for longer now before it goes on the website anyway. So, we're just going to swirl that. Swirly, swirly, swirly. And then I'm going to put some fresh lime shimmery specks on there. You can obviously do this with your regular distress. We may even add some dilution, sorry. We may even add some white ones on in a second, because very similar to your shimmer spray, your white ones also have to live on their side. So I'm actually just going to lift you up just for a second and take you over here. Okay, so this is how I keep my dilutions. Okay, and there's my white ones at the bottom because they have to live on their side. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, because it's the same thing, they have, it's a suspension for the white ink. So we'll keep swirling with this one too. Obviously this one where you're trying to load the white into the solution, not the shimmer. I did do a little thing on colour theory and sprays, but basically with your shimmer and your white, you want to swirl them between every single use. So for example, if I was to pick up the fresh lime again right now, you want to swirl it before you do anything with it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see. I'm going to stand up. You can see, there you go. You can see the shimmery of those droplets. Tray awesome. Right. So again, I've just sat that down. So I'll swirl it again. Okay, because it sits really quickly, which is why you have to keep them laid down. Okay. Then we'll put some white on there too. And I think that, with the mix of the shimmery ones, is just absolutely beautiful. So make sure you don't underestimate this beautiful girl, because you're like, ah, she's got shoulder length hair, I want something more flowy. That's cool. Right, we're just going to load it in. Okay, now she needs some words to go with her. Now, like I was saying earlier, I've been restocking my prep boards today. So I've been doing dragonflies and sunflowers. I won't touch them because I glossy accented them. Me and Sam were talking about this earlier. We don't really do sparkle or shiny, but when it comes to shimmer sprays and glossy accents, you know, can't have enough. This chair is going to drive me to destruction. Right. So, yeah, I am actually out of space. I was doing so well. Right. As you can see, I haven't actually stuck all my sentiments down yet, but I have started cutting them out. Okay. So, what shall I pick? Here we go. I'm going to go with change my mind. I'm going to go Live for Now. Live, learn, create, and you are enough. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my fine liner. I'm not sure how fine yet. I'm going to go for number 2. I'm going to go. And create, and then I'm also going to go round with the beautiful thing about the girl is she has got some lovely border stamps which you can go around with, but what she also has is she has these little inky dots. So I will say, if you're not comfortable spraying the ink on, she does come with these fantastic dots that you could use to stamp those sort of dots on, which is great. And also the XL one, she comes with bigger dots. So there is that, but I am just going to use a fine liner to go around the edge of my tag. A lot of squeakiness happens in this room, I tell you. My hand on here, my squeaky chair. Okay. And I think she's going to have to be layered up, but I have to be honest, it's going to take me a while to locate a piece of blue card that big. So that is something I may do once I have logged off, guys, I have to say. Because, oh, she says, hang on emoji on emo. Boston. So I'm going to grab a piece of roller. I will say the samples and stuff that go on our demo boards and go to and from Hochanda, I generally stick down with a hot glue, or if I do use tape, I use a tape and a wet glue. It's a real belt and braces job because they get handled so much. And I may go back in and add a bit more adhesive to this in a little bit. I mean, you could do this in your journal. That'd make a lovely journal page. Piece of mixed media onto a canvas. Would also look exceedingly pretty. So we're just going to... Yep. Just grab my hole punch. I've got my old school hole punch because I don't know where my crocodiles are. They didn't appear at the weekend either. Right, so you naughty Bev, that was stood up, wasn't it? So you can see, using the Doodle Art girl, whose hair on here is a very different kettle of fish to what we've done. Okay, but that's why she's so adaptable. She's got the proportion of the face there so that you can add on different things. You can make the hair different, you can adjust it to colourways, you can adjust it to size of project, whether you're doing a journal page or I mean, obviously I love the hair that's there, and in fairness, if you wanted to, you could always stamp it, ink it up in a different colour so you've got something to go on. But don't be afraid of doing stuff freehand. The Doodle art stamps, I've got to be honest, are designed in such a way, and I can say this because I did them, for you to add in your own bits. So for example, let's just again go back to my prep board that I showed you I was doing. The sunflower here. Okay, there's a lot of doodle detail. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. Doodle detail in there that I've put in. But you can see I've gone in again with white pen and glossy accents and added more in. So the doodle art especially, I have designed in a way that if you do enjoy adding those extra accents, you can. There's still space there. It's to give you a really nice leaping off point if you do want to add in or add your own sort of take on it. And that's what they're for. Even the ladybug here, I've added little stars and dots, you know. So there's a lot of scope with it, but I do honestly think sometimes the girl's face stamp can be a little overlooked because she is so big in terms of her stamp. Because on, for example, the sunflower, it's quite big, but you do get several other elements on there. Now the girl, because she is so big on hers, you get some borders and you get the dots, so you do get extra bits, but it doesn't quite look as much. But I think she does have just as much, if not more, potential to be adaptable. So I do worry she's overlooked, and she shouldn't be, because she's absolutely beautiful. And like I say, this is her in the Excel. Oh, shall I get that journal page back so you can see the two? Hang on a second. The problem is everything used to be carefully balanced and stocked up, but now everything has its place. If you put it all to one side, it'll just fall down. Right. Get that mat out of the way so you can see them. You can see both of them? Not really. So you've got the two girls brought together in similar but different, and that's the thing with them. Don't underestimate them. If you are going to have a play, well, you can see sort of if they're like that. And if you are going to have a play, please share and show us. So a couple of quick notes then. If you're not on the Be Crafty Stamps group, why? Get you over there. There's been lots of sharing going on in the past week of projects and stuff, which is absolutely fantastic. The new challenge is on there. Now, there is a prize for the winner of the challenge. But in order to be entered for the prize, you need to enter the challenge. So crack on with that. And also the sale, the spring savings sale that is on, it now has an end date of Sunday evening. Well, Sunday night, midnight Sunday. Okay, so if you have the Doodle Art Girl, I would like you to have a go so I can see. And if you don't, why not treat yourself and have a go and let me see, because I would love to see what you do with her hair. Right, okay, so I'm just going to lift you down. See, she's just lovely. And I do have to say, I think those shimmery dots very much add something. Okay, alright guys, have a fantastic evening. Thank you very, very, very much for joining me.